Monday and time for another update. Today I have my good friend Gracie Mai with me, our beagle, and the reason I have her here with me is because she was the one who inspired today's message. And today's message, the title of today's message is Shift Happens in the Moment. Yesterday, well, let me give you some background. Gracie, sweet as she is, I noticed is really a pretty well-behaved dog. But I've noticed that since I've moved and basically taken over the business by myself, she has not behaved as well as she used to. So yesterday I was over at PetSmart getting some bird seed, and I decided to take her with me. But of course I took her for a walk before we went to PetSmart, hoping that would kind of wear her out and she'd behave. But sure enough, as soon as we got out of the car, she was on the leash. She started pulling, and she, tried to pull me all the way across the street, through the cars, through the traffic, into the PetSmart. And then once we got in there, it's like the dog had lost her mind. Everything she had to go sniff. So she was pulling me all over the store. And here I am with this big cart. If you've ever been to PetSmart, you know how big those shopping carts are. Here I'm trying to push a cart and deal with her at the same time. So I finally get over to the bird seed, and they have a sale on the big 40-pound bag. And of course, you know me, being logical, I'm going to go after the 40-pound bag. So I'm like, okay, now I got this dog pulling on me, trying to sniff every bag on the shelf, and and I've got to try to lift a 40-pound bag into the cart. So finally I put the leash on the ground, step on it, and start to lift the bag. And as soon as I step on it, she starts to pull, and I nearly fall over with this 40-pound bag of bird seed. Well, I finally, cussing and, not screaming, but cussing under my breath, get it into the cart, and now I'm really mad. So, of course, Gracie's just even more frantic and antic than before. So then I realized, wait a minute, this isn't working. Something's not working here. And, I followed this whole dog whisperer thing, and those of you who have dogs, you've heard about Cesar Millan, who has the show The Dog Whisperer on National Geographic. This is a guy who really understands dogs, and he talks about being calm, assertive, and I'm like, I am calm, I'm assertive. What is the problem here? And then I realized all of a sudden a light went off in my head. I am assertive, but I'm not calm. So I stopped the cart. I was walking down the aisle with the cart and the dog, and she's still pulling, sniffing everything in the aisle. And I stop the cart and I think about it. I go, okay, I really need to calm down here. I really need to calm down. So I try breathing. Well, that doesn't work. So then I think about, wait a minute. Every time I've done what I was guided to do years ago by the guides, which was to just stop and focus on what's going on around me in the moment. Just be in the moment and start to enjoy everything around me. Then I started to calm down. So I noticed things in the store I never really noticed. And I just stopped and looked around me in the aisles, and it's like, wow, that's really cool and that's really great. And I just noticed things. Before I was just rushing, trying to get that done so that I could get home and get something else done. And I realized, wow, I have lived in a state of anxiousness now for months. I'm anxious because I've taken all this on my shoulders and I want to get it right. I don't want to make mistakes. So I live in a low level of anxiety. Therefore, my dog is picking up on the low level of anxiety. And therefore, she's reacting. So no wonder she's not behaving. We can't calm down and be our normal selves when we're in a state of anxiety. Why would we expect our pets to? So that was a huge awakening, or like light went off in my head type of moment. Epiphany. That's what they call it, epiphany. So I shifted in that moment and I calmed down. And then I started walking, and Gracie stopped pulling. She started walking beside me, and we had a nice leisurely stroll all the way to the checkout. At checkout I gave her a treat. Then we went outside, and then this time instead of crossing the street with her pulling me and me trying to pull a 40-pound bag of birdseed in a cart, we walked across very calmly, both of my hands on the cart, and I put the birdseed in the car. Now here's the next thing. Normally when I put Gracie in the car, she starts whimpering, and she'll whimper quite a bit while we're driving around. I put her in the car. I told her to relax. She laid down on the seat. That's right. She laid down on the seat. We drove home. I didn't hear a word out of her. We got out of the car, and she quietly walked up the steps into the house. I could not believe it. When I calmed down, she calmed down. So shift happens in the moment. I mean, we both shifted in that moment when I finally got it. So if you're feeling anxious and you think you're being calm, stop and ask yourself, is everything around you erupting? Because if it is, then you're really not as calm as you think you are. Maybe you're assertive and you consider that calm, because I did. And see if you can't get a shift to happen in the moment. So have a good week, and we will talk to you next week. Right.